Hello guys, in this video we will be discussing a very important topic for your UPSC exam and at the same time extremely important when it comes to India's future, and the topic is Mission Samudra Mandan. And this topic, I want you to see this not just as an energy policy, and you should see this, you should understand this as a civilizational metaphor or a geopolitical response or a macroeconomic shield or a blue economy accelerator and a mission mode strategic shift. So these are the dimensions that we are going to look at, right? And first I'll start with that metaphor, right? In Indian mythology, what is this Samudra Mandan is all about? Samudra Mandan was basically churning of the ocean to obtain Amrit, right? And today, India is doing something very similar, but it's not for immortality, it's for energy security. Because every time you see there is a war in West Asia, you see this Iran US escalation or Iran Israel escalation or any crisis in West Asia or Strait of Hormuz instability, someone is blocking that. And you'll see that global oil shock, right? The prices of crude oil get escalated, and that will lead to economic crisis. And we are completely dependent upon the crude oil import. So India suffers very much, very badly, especially because 85% of our crude oil is imported, and that vulnerability in fact will have a huge impact on our trade deficit or the current account deficit and the forex reserve outflow of forex, and it will definitely affect the rupee stability. It will come to the fiscal management also, it will lead to inflation also. So much of things are connected, right? And India no longer want to remain exposed to such kind of global shocks. Right. So when it comes to this mission Samudra Mandan, it's a national deep water exploration mission. So what's the objective of this? It is basically to enhance India's energy security and also to increase domestic hydrocarbon exploration and strengthen the strategic petroleum reserves. So the target, if you see, it's ambitious, right? Increase India's oil and gas exploration wells from 30 per year to 100 per year, right? This oil and gas exploration wells. If you see, this is not a incremental reform. This is a mission mode acceleration. And if you look at how you're going to leverage the exclusive economic zone here is also you need to understand. India's exclusive economic zone that basically extend up to 200 nautical miles from the coastline. So, and you know how it is defined and everything, right? United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea. So under UNCLOS 1982, India have the sovereign rights to exploit within this range, right? So you can take that leverage, you can take that advantage, and you can exploit the oil, gas, minerals, marine resources. So basically, Mission Samudra Manthan is focusing on the deep water drilling and geological study of the sedimentary basins and trying to unlock the untapped offshore resource also. Now, see, guys, India is expanding its strategic petroleum reserves, right? So, you need to keep the buffer also in any kind of global shocks if it is coming. There are emergency oil reserves used when the imports are getting disrupted, or when the imports are getting costlier. So that scenario, you need that emergency reserve also. So the goal is to achieve this 90-day buffer, which is aligning with the global benchmark. Now, why this is critical is because you see presently what is happening, the Gulf War shocks and the 2008 financial crisis, Iran-Israel tensions, US-Israel tension, Strait of Hormuz vulnerability. All these are actually exposing our weakness and our fragility because we are completely 85% dependent upon the import of crude. And energy security means it's national security. So you cannot compromise on that, right? Why this matters for India's economy? Because you need to reduce import. Now, why reducing import is important? First of all, we have a big trade deficit problem, current account deficit problem. So it will reduce the trade deficit. It will reduce the current account deficit. It will reduce the forex outflow. Because of that, rupee gets stabilized also. Because of that, FIIs will come to Indian markets also, and the greater macroeconomic stability you can achieve. With that, you can control inflation, and the rupee is getting stronger. When inflation is under control, you can keep the interest rate low, and then that will pump the money and liquidity in the market, and naturally the growth will be there, and everyone will get the advantage. So that's why it's so much important, very much important. That's why we are concerned so much about this. Now, if there is an energy shock, it is directly going to hit the transportation. And if it is hitting transportation, it is indirectly going to affect manufacturing, and it will increase the food prices, and it will increase the fertilizer cost and everything, right? So this mission is basically acting as a risk shield. Okay. Now, when it comes to this mission, it's not just about oil. It strengthens India's blue economy vision also. So, what does that mean is it is basically complementing that Sagarmala projects and also the port-led developments and the coastal economic growth and offshore infrastructure employment, marine research institutions. And if you see this deep water exploration here, that is actually boosting the shipbuilding, offshore services, marine engineering, and the coastal industrial clusters as well. So the multiplier effect here is huge, and that's why we are giving that kind of significance. And that's why I told you in the beginning itself, not just understand this is an energy related project. It is having multiple dimensions. So foundation of this strategy basically lies in Deep Ocean Mission, which is launched in 2021. And the objectives are basically sustainable deep sea resource utilization, climate research, biodiversity protection, ocean thermal energy conversion, extraction of polymetallic nodules, and also the projects like Samudra and Malsya 6000, which is again are part of the scientific backbone only. So basically, this shows that Samudra Mandan is built on resource capacity. And currently, if you see, India has about 1.6 billion tons of oil equivalent, right, BTOE potential, right? And the target by 2047 is around three times, increase it to 5 BTOE, billion tons of oil equivalent. So that is almost, close to 3 to 4 times, right? So if India achieve this, this will definitely reduce the vulnerability, and it will strengthen the refining capacity and also emerge as a petrochemical hub. And at the same time, it will enhance the geopolitical bargaining power as well, right? Again, we have a maritime security angle also here, because energy import pass through Strait of Hormuz, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, and these are vulnerable choke points. So you are reducing dependence means automatically you are getting less vulnerable to the maritime blockades, and it is in fact strengthening India's maritime vision under the Sagar project, right? So when it comes to which Sagar, the security and growth for all in the region. Now, energy security along with maritime security is what you understand as strategic autonomy. See, just like Green Revolution transformed agriculture, this new technology and these missions are actually, in fact, can transform oceans, right? How? Advanced seismic surveys, AI-based basin mapping, indigenous drilling technologies, energy, equipment manufacturing, and basically that will create that R&D boost, and also help in manufacturing ecosystem and the innovation spillover. So basically, it sets a domino effect across the sectors. And that's why I told this is not just an energy security matter, it is having multiplier impact. Now, question is it realistic? Can India cut that 85% imports? So let's be realistic. The complete elimination of 85% imports is difficult in short term, even long term also it's difficult. But again, you can reduce dependency by 10 to 15%, or you can expand the buffer significantly from this 90 days that we are talking about. You can increase that significantly, and that will dramatically enhance the resilience. So guys, this is not about the total independence. It's about a kind of strategic cushioning from any kind of global shocks or any kind of war situations, or when the prices are going beyond our reach, right? So, see, when it comes to this mission, I repeat this mission Samudra Manthan basically represent a shift from reactive to proactive energy policy, integration of ocean science plus energy plus blue economy. And also, it's a strategic response to the global instability and that long term vision that I have discussed, 2047 energy roadmap, also strengthening of India's maritime and economic sovereignty. So it's India's attempt to churn the ocean, not for that mythological Amrit, but for the strategic security. Now, this topic can be relevant for your energy security in your GS paper too, India's maritime policy, that topic, and strategic vulnerabilities. Also, it is relevant for your GS paper 3, the topics like the blue economy, hydrocarbon exploration, climate and ocean research, infrastructure innovation area. They can also ask you an essay connected to this, like energy security in an unstable world. And then you can add a lot of content that we have discussed in this. And also, they can ask you blue economy as India's next frontier. They can also ask you strategic autonomy in the 21st century. I've already covered all these dimensions, and I hope you got enough points to answer your question.